Welcome to the program. The High Court Judge Justice Mumbi Ngugi has dismissed Gor Semelango's petition seeking to vie for the Mathare parliamentary by-election. This is on grounds that he did not resign from his post as the chairman of the board of the Youth Enterprise Development Fund within 6 months period stipulated by the Elections Act.
The case filed by Semelango was challenging the move by the IEBC to lock him out of the Mathare by-election. IEBC claimed that there was a case pending at the Industrial Court seeking to have him reinstated as the Youth Fund chairman.
Has argued I had no choice of resigning. It was a revocation, it was sacking. And therefore the law cannot, the judge cannot say, or the IBC cannot say that I should have resigned. It was not a matter of choice. It is unrealistic, it is an absurdity in law, it is an unreasonable restriction of my candidature, and I think it must be challenged.
From Election Matters, Senate Deputy Speaker Kisii TJRC has termed calls by governors for a referendum as selfish move meant to sabotage the Jubilee government. TJRC rather urged governors to be content with the 43% of the country's total revenue being allocated to the counties. He says this is more than double what is currently provided for in the Constitution.
Na kama wanataka referendum wagoje. Ile kitu wanataka kuwauliza watu hata kama wanataka kuongezewa pesa za zile zinaenda kwa counties kwa devolution. Katiba inasema juu ya 15% iende kwa counties. Serikali ya Uhuru imepatia counties tayari 43%. More than 2.5 times ile imeandikwa kwa katiba. Kwa hivyo hatuoni ni nini wanataka kusema wakiongea juu ya referendum ila tu kutuharibia.
And to our top story this afternoon, where Cabinet Secretary for Lands Charity Ngilu has reiterated that no one in the Lands Registry Office in Mombasa, Kilifi and Kwale shall remain closed, and any single file will be allowed in or out until the ongoing cleaning exercise is completed. Ngilu's move follows presidential directive that a thorough audit needs to be conducted on lands-related issues at the coast. This comes in the wake of the case in Lamu, where 500,000 acres of land are alleged to have been grabbed. The ministry has involved Pwani University students in the exercise of sorting out files. The exercise is expected to take at least 1 week. The Cabinet Secretary is currently chairing a boardroom meeting with all officials of Mombasa Lands Registry.
We need to take audit and reorganize our land registries, not only in the coast but also elsewhere. We decided that we start with Mombasa, Kilifi and Kwale, and therefore we have closed the registries. We have given notice to our customers that we are going to do this so that we can reorganize the registries. Most of the registries really are the same everywhere you go in the country, just what we had in Nairobi.
Let's go to Naivasha now. Indirect residents of Naivasha Estate blocked one of the town's tycoons from developing a prime plot. They claimed that he had grabbed the land from a paralyzed and poor man. In protest, they cleared the building materials that had been delivered on site by the traders' workers. Now, they vowed to protect the victim, one George Kamau, who claims that the trader took advantage of his absence to grab the land. Now, he says he bought the land in 2001, and residents also claim that a clique of tycoons is bent on grabbing land belonging to the poor and the widowed. Estate Chairman Richard Kamau called on the Land CS Charity Ngilu to intervene, adding that there were increased cases of land grabbing in Naivasha.
Naomba mwenzangu au dada wetu Charity Ngilu aingilie kati tupewe title deed ili tujaga manyumba hata sisi tukae vizuri kama wamama. Mimi ni mama mzee lakini nateseka na nilikuwa na mali yangu. Nilinunua na jasho hivi. Na sasa wale wa matajiri wanakuja kuchukua haki yangu.
There is a case in the court. And before anybody do anything in Kenya law, we must wait for the what? So the person who is taking the plot must wait for the court judgment. When the court judgment comes, that's the time we are going to know what we are supposed to do.
Now, the Coalition for Reform and Democracy has called on the government to implement the Truth, Justice and Reconciliation report as well as the Ndungu land report in order to address past injustices and finally put controversial land issues in Kenya to rest.
Adding that while the president did well in cancelling title deeds in Lamu, Uhuru Kenyatta must now enforce recommendations of the two reports without fear or favor.
Hatua yoyote ya kurekebisha shida ya ardhi hapa nchini lazima tuingwe mkono. Lakini tusichukue hatua iwe ni kunyosheana vidole vya lawama mkono. Tuchukue hatua ambayo italeta suluhisho la kudumu kwa swala sugu, swala nyeti la ardhi. We know that in this country, nothing has disturbed the soul of Kenya more than the land question.
The presiding bishop of the Methodist Church in Kenya, Reverend Joseph Ntombura, is raising concern of the state of insecurity, especially at the coast. The Reverend said the runaway insecurity generates a feeling of helplessness among Kenyans and urged the leaders to work together in combating crimes in all forms, including terrorism. He was speaking in Mombasa when he officiated the ordination of candidates for the church ministry. The Reverend called on the national and the county governments to respect one another in the true spirit of patriotism.
Let us all engage in mature and responsible politics. When you hear leaders disrespecting each other, it means the state of insecurity, corruption, injustice is going to persist, and that way we are not going to realize the real freedom that we need.
Well, to election matters now, an election observation in Africa tends to be highly focused on polling day procedures, yet this is only one aspect of the entire election process. Today, the Kenya Human Rights Commission, the Election Observation Group, and the East and Horn Africa Election Observers Network held a regional conference on promoting long-term election observation with a focus on voter registration. Led by the KTN Executive Director Atsango Chesoni, they said that long-term observation will define the electoral process from setting up of electoral management bodies, voter registration, voter education, and political party registration, among others.
Long-term election observation has the potential to enhance the credibility and the fairness of election processes by exposing and deterring malpractices and irregularities, as well as providing recommendations for improving electoral processes. In addition, it promotes public confidence, enhances citizen participation in the electoral process, and mitigates the potential for electoral violence.
There's ongoing discussions to operationalize the African Union Charter on democracy and good governance through an African governance architecture. And this African governance architecture not only emphasizes the importance of having free and fair, credible elections, it also emphasizes a move towards a more holistic assessment of those elections.
Some business now in national carrier Kenya Airways has received its third of 9 Dreamliners, boosting the airline's fleet capacity. After years of delay, the airline is first tracking stock of its newer, more modern planes as it positions itself as a carrier of choice on the African continent. The Boeing 787 Dreamliner has been heralded as the most technologically advanced plane in the market, with global airlines lining up to make orders. The newer planes will be used to replace KQ's aging fleet of 767s, giving the airline greater efficiency and lower fuel burn. The previous 2 planes have been deployed to Paris and Johannesburg routes. KQ will receive 3 more Dreamliners by December, with a further 3 expected by mid-2015.
And it's a wrap for KTN Newsdesk this very chilly Monday morning, afternoon actually, in Nairobi. It is quite gloomy outside, but I do hope you're enjoying yourself wherever you are.
And welcome to the month of August. What you need to remember this month is at www.standardmedia.co.ke is a website you need to be reading every day.
All right. Facts that you will know and might not ever help you. Did you know that an Indian airline claims to save up to $500,000? That's every year in fuel. And get this, they say they do that by only hiring lightweight women. I mean, this is all kinds of wrong. Not only is it sexist, it is probably discriminatory to women who are...
It's wrong and very funny.
It's wrong and funny, but it's ridiculous.
You know, like fuel hedging, like there's a new formula for fuel hedge.
No, what they do is
Women
basically go around India and find women who weigh possibly less than Edith Kimani and hire them. So congratulations to that Indian airline. Well, we hope you enjoyed the show. My name is Edith Kimani. Good afternoon.
And my name is Bonnie Tunya. I'll see you again in the evening for Job Center. Stay tuned.